What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm here to break down the NASCAR Xfinity Series race on Draftkings at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Got a lot to get into. I'm going to talk about last week a little bit about how frustrating that was. There's three just great plays at the top of this slate. So we'll get into all of that. Before I do, if you're new here, make sure to leave a like on this video and subscribe to this channel. Trying to continue to grow this channel. We've had a lot of growth already throughout NASCAR. We're only in the fourth weekend, so just trying to keep that up. If you want to get more of my content, you can always subscribe to my Patreon. $10 a month. You're going to get content for all three series combined. Spreadsheets of all the stats you need to know, my projections. You're going to get past optimal lineups, average optimal lineups. You're going to get salaries, what every single driver needs to pay off their salary. You're going to get rankings. You're going to get cash core. You're going to get access to my Discord. So be sure to go check that out. I've also partnered with America DFS to be a content creator in their Discord, and I will put the link down below. I think that's a really good way to just get better at DFS, just to talk to people. I'll be answering questions for you guys in there as well, so go hit that link and join there. And then, of course, you can follow me on Twitter. I'll always answer questions over there. My DMs are always open. I'm always, scrolling through Twitter before the race starts. I'm sorry if I don't get your question, but if I do, I'll answer it for you. So, yeah, that's really all I got to say. Oh, and every single video, I forgot to say this before, but I'm not forgetting it this time. I'm not going to forget. I'm going live tomorrow I guess if you're watching this Friday. I'm going live Saturday at about 12 o'clock to discuss this slate again and answer any questions for you guys. It'll just basically be a Q&A for about an hour, and you guys can answer any questions or ask any questions. I'll answer them. I said it at the beginning of the video this time. We're good. Let's get into the video. We're break down. Tyler Reddick is the most expensive driver on DraftKings at $11,600. I don't know what to do with Reddick. Because here's the thing last week with Tyler Reddick. He obviously he paid off. He was great last week. But the one thing that was kind of I wouldn't say this is the reason Reddick did good, because he was doing very good. But all the other good drivers kind of had issues. Like Gregson wrecked at the end. We'll talk about that in a second. Ty Dillon wrecked. Harrison Burton wrecked. Like, there were a bunch of guys that wrecked. Now, there were a bunch that didn't. Like, Allmendinger did at the end, but Allmendinger still wasn't running well. Like, Reddick was outrunning Allmendinger that whole race. Cindric didn't wreck. Reddick outran him. But it's still that's Tyler Reddick's literally his best track in NASCAR. His Homestead, he's never finished below or above sixth place, or I guess below sixth place. Sixth place has been his worst finish in the NASCAR series at Homestead Miami Speedway ever in any series. So that guy is just goated at that track pretty much, and but he's still not in the best equipment. Like Ryan Sieg Racing / Ramey Brothers, whichever. I guess he's He's driving the Hour Motorsports equipment for Ryan Sieg Racing. I don't know. It's kind of confusing, but he's basically in an Hour Motorsports car. Honestly, I should probably just type in Hour Motorsports at this point. Yeah, there you go. That's the team he's driving for. The equipment's not great. Like the JR Junior Motorsports, Penske, Joe Gibbs Racing, Kaulig, those four teams, and RCR as well, are all way better equipment than this Hour Motorsports car. But Tyler Reddick's probably the most talented driver in this field. He's definitely the most experienced driver when it comes to Cup Series racing. So he's a two-time champion as well. So yeah, he's the best driver in this field. I'm fine with it. He offers us a ton of place differential. I think I'd rather play Gregson and Allgaier by a little bit, but I'm still fine with Reddick here. I'll definitely have some Reddick exposure. He's going to be able to probably get you fast laps. He's going to get you laps led if he gets up front. So, well, maybe get you laps led. I don't know about that. But he offers us the most place differential in the field, so I'm totally fine going there. Up next is Noah Gregson. And okay, so I didn't really talk about this. This is a weird race because a lot of the guys I expect to lead laps start in the back, except for Cindric. The rest of them all have place differential upside, so I may not be focusing too much this week on guys starting towards the front. It's going to be mostly place differential plays, and it's just because I also think those are going to be the guys to lead laps. I think Noah Gregson gets up front and lead laps. He has the best average finish at Vegas. He has the fifth best average finish at intermediate tracks. And he has the second best average finish at steep tracks. Third best average position at Vegas, intermediates, and steep tracks. 444 laps led at intermediates. Only 2 at Vegas, but that's fine. 305 at steep tracks. This is, and Noah Gregson's pissed. He's pissed off. He's going to come. I'm telling you, he's winning this race this week. He's so mad after last week. He's just been going off on Twitter all week. He went off in his interview after the race. He's pissed off. I'm just expecting him to. I really expect him to just win this race. I expect him to dominate this race and win it, to be honest. I'll aside from out of the Xfinity regulars this year, I think he's probably the second most talented driver in the field behind Cindric. Cindric's going Cup Series racing next year. I think Gregson's going to be there in another year or two as well. This is his year. He needs to go out and win a lot of races this year, and he should have had one last week. And he knows that he needs to go out and win a bunch of races this year, and he should have had one last week. And then stupid David Starr doesn't come. People that are signing with David Starr and Carlo Motorsports here, no, they're everything that that Gregson said about why that was David Starr's fault is right. It was 100%. He should have come down and pit. He knew that tire was going down laps before. Everything that you read about motorsports is that tire is going down, and you come into pit road a lap before, and he kept on racing. I know he was having a good race, but you still don't do that, especially when the leader's coming up on you. That's my whole opinion on it. And I'm not saying that because I was doing great in DFS and I wasn't after that, but I'm just saying that from a NASCAR point of view, I think that was stupid. So, yeah, Gregson's pissed off. He's going to win this race. I'm calling it right now. And it's at his home track, too. Everything points to a Noah Gregson win. Watch him wreck on lap 1. But I'm going back to a Noah Gregson train for the 3rd week in a row. Maybe it'll work out finally. 2 weeks ago, his car didn't start. 2 weeks ago, literally his car did not start. I don't know what you're supposed to do about that. Obviously, there's no signs pointing to that. And then last week, he gets wrecked 2 laps ago in first place. So, yeah, I'm going back there. Justin Allgaier looks great as well. Starts 37th. 4th best average finish at Vegas, 8th intermediate, 6th at steep tracks, 2nd best average position at Vegas, 5th at intermediates, and 1st at steep tracks. He can lead laps, he can get up front. I like Allgaier here, offers a lot of place differential. Cindric's the one guy up front that I would be interested in. I expect him to lead the very early portions of this race. He has a 10th best average finish at Vegas, 10th at intermediates, and 12th at steep tracks. Honestly, this is not one of his better tracks, but he does the most laps led in the field at intermediate tracks. And so that just really makes me like him here. Starts up high, he should lead laps. He's probably the only guy starting towards the front that I'm going to be interested in this week. Because aside from maybe Brandon Jones, who we'll talk about in a second. But Cindric I'm definitely going to be interested in him. Probably going to have some exposure in him. Ty Dillon's in that Joe Gibbs Racing 54 car. Ty Dillon was having a good run last week, and he had a hole in his, I don't know, something. A hole in the radiator, hole in the engine. I don't know, something with a hole. I remember reading that. I don't remember exactly what it was. It was something completely out of his control, and he finished in the 30s or whatever. So Ty Dillon starting 20th at $10,200. I'm going to be very interested in. He's got a fast car. I don't know if he's going to dominate and lead laps, but he should be a top 5 contender for sure. I'm going to really like that. Same thing with Harrison Burton, except I like him a little bit more. I think Burton's a better driver. I think Burton is another guy like Gregson who's probably going to be in a Cup Series in another year or two. 2nd best average finish at Vegas, 2nd at intermediates, and 1st at steep tracks. 4th best average position at Vegas, 2nd at intermediates, and 4th at steep tracks. Really good driver here. He should be able to compete for a top 5, compete for a win, maybe lead some laps. He has 106 laps led at intermediate tracks. I'd say, Gregson, Allgaier, Cindric, probably more likely dominators than him, but it can happen. So definitely interested here. And Harrison Burton off this place differential going to be something I like. AJ Allmendinger starting 10th. Okay, I lied. That's another guy. I mean, if you count 10th at the front, I guess I kind of do. I like Allmendinger here. Hasn't run at Vegas in the Xfinity Series, but best average finish at intermediate tracks in the field, 4th at steep tracks. 6th best average position at intermediate tracks, 12th at steep tracks. He could lead you laps. He'll get up to the front. He'll be a top 5 contender. So AJ Allmendinger, $9,600. I like him a good bit. Brandon Jones is kind of my sleeper play here. $9,400, starting 4th. Has the 5th best average finish at Vegas, 13th at intermediates, 8th at steep tracks. 4th best average position at Vegas, 8th at intermediates, and 7th at steep tracks. Brandon Jones just kind of has a way of hanging around. He's probably not going to lead a bunch of laps. Only 186 laps led at intermediate tracks. He's raced a ton. And been in good equipment for 3 years. He has 80 more laps led than Harrison Burton. He's run 2 more full seasons than Harrison Burton. So that'll tell you about Brandon Jones. I don't think Brandon Jones is really that great of a race car driver, but that guy finds a way to just hang around there, and at the end, he's there. And this is the kind of guy that screams out to me, late race caution, and Brandon Jones wins. That's kind of how Brandon Jones has gotten a lot of his wins. A few of his wins have been because of late race cautions, and I wouldn't be surprised if that happens again. He starts 4th. I think he'll hang around there. He's tournament play only for me. Daniel Hemrick starts 3rd. I don't want to play Hemrick. I don't think he leads any laps. That's just kind of how I feel about that. Riley Herbst starts 12th at $9,000. He's been good at Vegas, 6th best average finish here, 14th at intermediates and 9th at steep tracks. He's fine, but I don't see really the upside there, especially if all these place differential guys. So the upside feels kind of capped to me. Justin Haley starts too high. He'll probably hang around there all day. I guess if he finishes in that top 5, he'll probably be fine, but still, for the most part, probably not going to want to go there too much. Michael Annett is someone I do like as a pivot here, starting 13th. He has top 5 upside. He's in very good equipment for junior motorsports. 10th best average finish at Vegas, 9th at intermediates, 13th at steep tracks. He's not going to lead you any laps, but you see every good bit of time Michael Annett's in that top 5, and that'll be really good at $8,600. And no one ever plays Michael Annett, so unless he starts really far back, and he's not today. So I do like Michael Annett here. I think he looks like a pretty solid tournament option. Brett Moffitt's $8,400. He starts 7th. Not going to want to get there. Starts too high. Ryan Sieg starts 11th at $8,200. He has the 2nd best average finish at Vegas. This is his best track. So that's fine. But he does start kind of high. I don't really expect him to finish 2nd here. If you want to get there, I think he's okay, but I don't think you need to. Mike Snyder, no. Not playing him from the pole. Jeff Burton, he'll probably hang around the top 5 to 10 all day. That could be interesting. If he just, finishes inside that top 5, he could be really valuable. Maybe gets a 2nd on a late race caution. So Jeff Burton's interesting. Might throw him in some tournament lineups, but that's really about it. Jeffrey Earnhardt, I will continue to fade him. He sucks. He's not good, and he's in bad equipment. I mean, no, I'm not paying $7,600 for Jeffrey Earnhardt. Santino Ferrucci, okay, I think I'm interested in Ferrucci now. Last week, yeah, I mean, he had a tire issue, and that screwed him. But he's in good equipment. I learned last week that he's getting a lot of help from like Jacobs Racing. That Sam Hunt Racing team is getting a lot of help from Jacobs Racing. They're kind of like what we've seen Levine Family Racing, Furniture Row Racing, now 2311 beat a JGR in the Cup Series. Except 2311 is a lot better than like Levine Family Racing. But I think that's what this kind of is. So I think this is a top 10 car. Now I don't know if Santino Ferrucci is a top 10 driver. There's a lot of other drivers I kind of feel like I'd rather see in there than him. But at $7,500, I'm interested in paying for that. I think that's a good tournament play. I'm probably going to get some exposure to him. Josh Berry starts too high. He finished 11th last week at Miami. Had a good run, but I mean, he's probably going to do that again. Probably hang around in that, 8 to 12 range. So Josh Berry probably not going to get there. Ryan Vargas starts 35th. Vargas sucks, man. He's not good. He's too expensive, man. Like, I mean, if he was like 6K, yeah, I'd be interested in that, but he's going to need like a top 15 to pay off that salary. Maybe not. Maybe a top 20 to pay off that salary, and that's not guaranteed for Ryan Vargas. I don't want to go there. I do like Brandon Brown, though. $6,900, like, he's been kind of cheap the last few weeks, but he's been starting up front, and now he's starting in the back, and DraftKings just didn't price him up. He should be a top 15 driver here. 9th best average finish at Vegas, 15th at intermediates, and 15th at steep tracks. 12th best average position at Vegas, 17th at intermediates, and 16th at steep tracks. He should run pretty well. Fine with that for sure. I'm very interested in that. I believe that's the Natty Light card too. So we got no wait. Is that him or is that a Cup Series card? I'll never mind. We'll just forget I said that. Brandon Brown, $6,900 starting 25th. I kind of want to figure that out. We'll talk about that on the live stream. Whichever race the Natty Light car is in, we'll talk about that because that's gonna be my pick to win. So, Brandon Brown, it might be Ryan Preece in the Cup Series. $6,900. Brandon Brown though starting 25th. Definitely interested in that. Greg Galding is too expensive at $6,700. I know he starts far back in 36, but that Jimmy Means car is not good. It's a top 25 car at best, so I don't want to pay for him. Doesn't feel like he has any upside. Alex LeBay starts 17th at $6,500. I mean, I just think he probably finishes, anywhere from 17th to 23rd. I don't really want to pay for that, so I'm not going to get any Alex LeBay. Jeremy Clements starts 8th, starts too high. I mean, he's probably just going to fall back a little bit at $6,400. Not going to get there. Bailey Curry's interesting, starts 39th. This Mike Harmon car isn't great, but let's go look at team average finish. 32nd best average finish is really not that good, so never mind. But, I mean, I do believe in Curry's talent to the point where I think he can get a top 25, and that'll pay off that salary, so I'm interested there. Colby Howard I like here, starting 38th, 19th best average finish at Vegas. Not great at intermediates or steep tracks, but this JD Motorsports car isn't bad. He can get a top 25 for sure. He can stay out of trouble and just do well. Josh Williams is interesting because I think people are just going to play Howard and Curry, but Josh Williams, I mean, he gets top 10s every once in a while. He's always in that top 15 range. $36,000, starting 24th, 13th best average finish at Vegas, 20th at intermediate tracks, and 19th at steep tracks. I think that's interesting. I'm probably going to play some Josh Williams because I don't think people are going to play him, and I like him a good bit. Jade Buford last week, let me go look at what Jade Buford finished real quick. I just want to be right here. Last week, Jade Buford finished 21st. Not bad. But what's he start? I forgot what he started. 27th. I mean, yeah, you can play him if you want, but I mean, I don't expect a top 20 from him or anything, so probably not going to go there. I don't know why it says JJ Yeley. That should say Garrett Smithley. Oops. We'll change it right now. Garrett Smithley. He's in the 17, not JJ Yeley this week. I did put JJ Yeley's stats, and I know that, though. He's at number 17 for Rickler Racing, which is pretty good. But now he starts 15th. Do I think Garrett Smithley gets top 10? No. Do I think Garrett Smithley finishes somewhere between 15th and 23rd? Yes. I don't want to pay for that. So that's pretty much it. Tommy Joe Martin starts 21st. He'll finish 21st. So I'm not going to play him. Chad Fincham at $5,500 starts 29th. We got to see what sponsorship is on this car. If he's... I'd assume he's going to be sponsored because all these MBM/Hattori Racing cars were sponsored last week. So I expect him to be sponsored. And if he is at starting 29th, that's interesting to me. He can get up front. I mean, I'm not up front. He can move up spots. He has potential to finish inside top 20. Unlikely, but it can happen. I'm interested there. Timmy Hill starts too high, man. I mean, he just starts. I mean, I know he's got sponsorship now, and I know we all love Timmy Hill, but he starts a little bit too high for me. Starting 18th, I don't think I'm going to want to get there. Landon Castle's $5,300. He starts 14th. Yeah, same thing. I just don't want to get there. Stephen Parsons. I'm interested in Parsons here. They got sponsorship. They got the Dogecoin sponsorship. So all you stonks guys, Stephen Parsons is going to be someone that is playing. But okay, so last week he had some sort of issue really early in the race. I forgot what it was, some mechanical issue, and he fell a bunch of laps down. And he just could not get them back. But I'm fine with Parsons, man. That guy offers us a ton of upside to get inside that top 20. I think, like, out of all these backmarker trash can cars, like, he's way more talented than a lot of these guys. 17th best average finish at Vegas, 32nd at the intermediates, and 35th steep, and great, but he can get him inside that top 20, and I'm going to be really interested there. David Starr, yeah, he was having a great run before. I mean, he was running the top 15 before that, before he wrecked Gregson. Starting 28th. If you want to get there, I don't think that's going to happen again, but I think he's fine. The difference is when he was starting in the 30s and 40s, you're like, okay, he can't really hurt you. Now David Starr can hurt you. Like, if that car, like 2 weeks ago at Sonoma, they start and parked. If they start and park this week, we're screwed. Hopefully I'll know that more before the race starts, but I probably won't. So, I check out my live stream. Hopefully we're going to know more by then on Saturday. But David Starr, at, starting 28th, I think is interesting, but still, for the most part, probably not going to be all that on him. Jesse Little starts 32nd. BJ McLeod car sucks, but Jesse Little's, pretty talented driver, so I'm fine there. If I think he can get up inside that top 25 to top 20, I've seen him do it before. I wouldn't be surprised if he does it again. Joe Graff and Matt Mills. Oh, I don't want to play them, man. Those cars are not good, man. Matt Mills sucks. Joe Graff sucks. Like, those guys suck, man. I don't think they get a top 20. I just don't see it. I don't see it. Stats don't back it up. Cars don't back it up. So probably going to avoid them, and they're going to be chalky. I don't think you need to get down there that much. I think I'd rather just pay for Parsons, Starr, and Little, to be honest, than Graff and Mills. Weatherman and Bean start too high. That's really on them. Bean should not have finished this high. He should not have finished like 16th last week. I don't know. Is that what he finished? I know he had top 20 last week, and he only got that because of that last caution. So, yep, that's really all I got to say on this video. Thank you guys so much for checking this out. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. Check out the live stream on Saturday. If you're watching this video on Friday, I got a Truck Series live stream going live at 5 o'clock today, so be sure to check that out as well. That's really all I got to say. Hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and let's make some money this weekend.